Hello everyone, welcome back to the Revival. Today we're taking on Huddersfield in the Premier League. We've had a couple of games take place off camera in between the last episode and this, so I'll just take you through those results. Bit of a mixed bag. First of all, it was a 1-1 draw against Chelsea at home. Chelsea going in the lead thanks to Lukaku. Uh, a nicely a nicely worked move actually. A 1-2 between him and Coutinho, who I believe is now playing for Chelsea, strangely. And he just shifted it off of his right foot onto his left and then across the goalkeeper into the net. Not much that could be done about it, although, again, I have to say, players are doing weird things. I'm selecting a player and they're just running completely away from the ball, or you'll have control over them and they won't run to the ball, as most of you who have played Pro Evo know that they do. Um, it's inconsistent, and that is the biggest issue at the moment: is inconsistency of player behaviour. Um, I don't mind if the AI is wonky, but it needs to be consistently wonky. And at the moment, it's not being. It's being fine 1 minute and crap the next. But never mind. Moving on to better news: a 2-0 victory over Southampton away from home. This was down to goals from Almiron and then Christoph Nkunku in the second minute of injury time, right at the end of the game. A really nicely worked move, a 1-2 played between him and Almiron. Almiron playing him through, and Nkunku hitting the goalkeeper in the first instance and then jumping on the rebound and sticking it in the net at the end of the second. Now, before we get into the match today, I did mention about the hunt for a left back. I did mention Ballo-Touré, and I mentioned that somebody had suggested that I look at another player, and that player's name was Malacia. So let's have a look at the negotiations, go into advanced search, and we'll have a quick look at Malacia. You can see his name's there. I've already had a look at him. Currently, he is playing for Feyenoord. You can see he's rated at 77, which isn't necessarily a massive issue. But the problem I have is this: he's 24 years old. He's not too expensive, 14 million rated, 21 million release fee, well within our budget. As you can see, 125 million in the bank. The issue is his stamina, 74, not the best. Passing, not as good as Ballo-Touré. His speed is decent. He's a very, very rapid player. And his ball winning and aggression are great as well. But he doesn't have pinpoint crossing as a player skill. Uh, he doesn't have any player skills. Now, those can be trained, of course, but I would like to have a ready made player come in for me. And just really looking at him, like, at a 77, his improvement is not as quick as I would like for a player of that kind of age. Um, and I don't know. I'm not sold. Now, apologies to whoever it was that did recommend him as a player. You've probably played with him and you've probably had fantastic success with him. Um, but I'm just looking at him in relation to the fact that I have Ballo-Touré ready to go for about £19 million, and he pretty much covers all the bases. He is rapid, he's got good balance, he's got great stamina, his ball control's good, his dribbling's good, his passing's good, he can win the ball. He's not the best defender in the world, admittedly, 2 years older than Malacia, but look at the range of positions that he can play. He can do the pinpoint cross. Um, he's going through a blue patch in terms of, or purple patch, I should say, in terms of his development at the moment. I just think looking at him, he's the one I want. So we're going to accept those terms for Ballo-Touré, £43,000 a week, and a transfer fee of nearly £19 million. I'd say that's a bit of a steal for a player of that quality, to be honest with you. There we go. That's confirmed. He'll be joining us very, very soon. And now we can get into the game, which is Huddersfield. At the I don't even know the name of the stadium that they play in. That's embarrassing. Right, who are we going to play today? Well, Mathieu will come in for Willems, although we will keep Willems on the bench just in case. Dani Alves can give us some cover on the right of defence. Zakaria can play in central defence as well as up front, as well as Mathieu, of course. He can also play in that position. Almiron's not looking great. I think Xavi can sit on the bench for him. We're not looking great in terms of what we've got out on the pitch either, but I think we'll stick with what we've got out there at the moment. Although Paredes did an okay job for us last time, I think Vinicius Junior would give us just that little bit more cutting edge up front at the moment. No, we'll leave it like that. I think that's going to be our starting 11 for the game. I daren't say something like it's only Huddersfield, although I just have said it. But Huddersfield are a team that even with our second string, we should be giving them a good game. So let's see what we can do. We are currently 6 points off the top of the table after those two matches that I played off camera. Still not lost a game. We've won 9 and drawn 9. We need to start winning more and drawing less if we want to trouble the very top of the league. But right now, the only thing that we're concerned about is getting the 3 points today. And Huddersfield get proceedings underway. They've moved the ball out to the left-hand side of midfield, and they switch it very nicely over to the right now. Not able to keep the ball in play, though. It goes out for a Newcastle throw. It's nice from Newcastle. That's very nice from Newcastle. Oh, it's just a little bit too long. Werner saw the ball was coming in. He made a run for it. He just couldn't quite get there in time, unfortunately. And now the pace of Maximan. He's out-muscled, though, by Congolo, who plays it ahead of himself to Fujita. Infield to Stankovic. Forwards to Chaubaloa. Brown on the right-hand side of the pitch, able to keep it in this time, and plays it in field to France. Now back to Francis, sorry. Beaten in the air, unusually for Mathieu. Oh my word! And that's gone off the crossbar. Newcastle very lucky not to concede there. And they're going to have to butt their ideas up if they're going to get anything out of this match today. Because right now, Huddersfield are doing all the running, and they definitely look the more likely to get some joy out of this game. That's good physical challenge by Shelvey. Werner couldn't quite get the ball away, but now he's running with the ball. Oh dear. Bad control by the German, but he takes... Oh my word! Oh my word! What a finish from Timo Werner from outside the box, probably 20 yards out from goal, and he hits it hard and low into the bottom corner of the net, obviously thinking he wasn't going to get away from his markers. It was a poor first touch from the German, but he recovered himself well, and he's finished it with some aplomb. And out of nowhere, Newcastle have taken the lead. He's got better first touch than that. I wouldn't expect him to make such an elementary mistake normally. But first touch for a lot of players has really gone down the toilet in these last few weeks. I would say I don't know why, but I think we all know that's not the case. Long ball forward by Huddersfield. Oh, it's well found as well. Mathieu not attending to his duties. He does well to win a throw-in from there. Looking to play it inside to Christopher and Kunku. Hayden now on the ball. Lobs it over to the right-hand side of the pitch where Henriks picks it up. Oh, my word. Shelvey does his best to try and recover the situation, but he can't quite manage it. Well done, Isaac Hayden. Fantastic challenge there from the English midfielder. Oh, and that's great muscle from Werner. And now Junior on the left-hand side. No one ahead of him, unfortunately. He's going to have to cut back on himself. Here's Matcher. Plays it in with his left. Header from Werner. It's just over the net. Just over the bar. Unfortunate for Werner, who normally is so trustworthy with those headed chances. It's strange how simple first touches seem to be missed left, right and centre. But Jeremy Matcher, a centre-back by trade, is able to pluck a ball out of the air with his right foot that's been hit him with some pace, as though it was no trouble at all. Consistency, not a thing apparently. Christopher Nkunku, forward to Werner. Werner into Junior. Junior's first touch, abandoning him yet again. First touch, once again, absolutely terrible. He might recover from this though. Werner! Oh, it's two for Werner! Absolutely clinical from the German centre forward today. And as his teammates run to celebrate with him for what is his second time today after half an hour of play, we'll take a look at the replay to see just how clinical that finish really was. And it all comes from a mistake from the centre-back who plays it against Vinicius Junior. And look at that, outside of the right boot from Timo Werner. Well found by his colleague. Oh, you just don't save those, do you? You just don't save them. So we kick off again, 2-0 up now against Huddersfield here. Newcastle doing everything they can to try to catch up with the teams ahead of them in the Premier League. Huddersfield playing some very nice football. They're just not getting any joy at the end of it, unfortunately for them. He's just about got onto that, Junior. He's going to have to worry about the attentions of the two. He's being doubled up on, really. Oh dear, it's all broken down, and Huddersfield can break here if they want to, but they play it back. Ah, it's well played. Good teamwork from the two players on that flank. Timo Werner completely switched off there. Ball played into him and he just wasn't alive to the idea. What on earth is going on here? And it's... oh, I tell you what, that from Grant is poor. You want shooting for missing that. The centre-back abandoning his post. Grant left completely unattended. And somehow, he doesn't even get it on target. Mathieu now on the left-hand side of the pitch. He doesn't have anyone ahead of him. Junior is tucked inside. He continues his run. He's probably going to look for the cross here. He does find the cross. It's a bit poor though. Nkunku made the run, couldn't shape it correctly, and Junior really had no business playing a pass like that. But no matter, at half-time it is 2-0 to Newcastle United thanks to the mercurial talents of Timo Werner. Huddersfield yet to get a chance on target. So we begin the second half. Newcastle now shooting to the right-hand side. Completely switched off there. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought that was the referee somehow. It wasn't. I dribbled it straight into a Huddersfield player. And Huddersfield now with control of the ball, looking to make something happen here. They want something to happen early, if possible. Maximan held up by his own player. The goalkeeper comes rushing out and he hoofs it into row, well, not even into row A at the end of the day. I was going to say Rose Ed, but he didn't even make it into the stands. Maximan. Huddersfield players giving Maximan very close attention on this flank. Somehow that's a throw into Newcastle. I'm not entirely sure that I understand why. Newcastle just playing it around, looking for some space. It's very nice from Newcastle. Just needs a little bit of end product at the moment. That's surely a foul on Shelvey, but no, it's allowed to continue. Newcastle win the ball back nice and early. Werner, oh, just wide of the post. He's looking for that hat-trick. Again, hitting it hard and low. He's obviously identified that as a weakness of this goalkeeper. No dice this time. Huddersfield now playing it out from the back, down the left wing. Inside to Diakabe. Oh, that's very good. And it's a goal for Huddersfield. They've clawed one back. Brilliant passing move. Has to be said that the Newcastle defence were a little bit lax in their marking of the man. But Huddersfield won't mind. They've got one goal back. One more to go. The question for Newcastle now is, do they stick or twist? And as of yet, we're yet to really have an answer. Lobbed into the box, no real direction on that cross whatsoever, and now Huddersfield on the attack again, looking to make it count. Out wide to the left-hand side, played back, and again that 1-2 between the fullback and midfielder on the wide position, paying dividends, I should say. Oh, Timo Werner, that's a cynical foul there. Surely a yellow card for the player. It's a red indeed, a red. The referee has decided he was the last player between the striker and goal. It's a bad challenge anyway. And he doesn't look at all sorry, not until the red card's flashed. And now Congolo off the pitch, and with Timo Werner similarly off the pitch, if only temporarily while he gets treatment for the injury that he sustained. It's 10v10 here. Werner's back on the pitch now. Newcastle back up to their full complement. Oh, very nearly. Tried to turn his man, couldn't quite manage it. Newcastle just biding their time, looking for space. Werner. Ah, it's a poor pass. Poor pass. Needed a lot more on it. And now Huddersfield, despite being down to 10 men, are looking to press the advantage up the other end of the pitch. Goalkeeper comes out, claims the ball. Going to put Zakaria on just to give us a little bit more physicality up that top end. His passing's not as good as Nkunku's is, but he will give us that little bit more bite in midfield. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Things are going a little bit ragged now. That's good from Hummels. That's very good from Hummels. Maximan, can he keep? No, he can't keep the man out. That really is annoying. You've got all the pace in the world, but you just can't stop people from rounding you, and that seems to happen a lot with fullbacks on Maximan. But it doesn't matter. In the end, it's a 2-1 victory for Newcastle United. All 3 points today for the men in black and white. Huddersfield Town acquitted themselves very well up until the sending off. And then it was just a matter of holding on until the final whistle. That miss from Grant at the very beginning of the match, when he was clean through on goal, as well as this one that we're just seeing here. Oof. It could have been so different. Here's the rest of the results from today's games then. And we can see that Liverpool have lost to Brighton and Hove Albion. That will be a massive shock to them. But that will also upset the apple cart as far as the Premier League table is concerned. Let's go over to that now and have a quick look. And you can see that we've cut the gap from between Manchester City and Liverpool to us to only 4 points. It was 6 before. Liverpool were top on 42 points. Now only second on the same amount. We've gone up by 3 points to 39. Only 3 behind Liverpool and 4 behind City. Again, you can see there we've still to lose this season, although the season is still relatively young. Okay, well, that is going to do it for another episode. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.